Welcome back to another trade recap. Today is the 27th of January, and I'm going to be going over the trade I took today on NQ. I'm going to be going over my analysis, what caused me to take the trade, and the actual breakdown of the overall trade. I'm also going to be recording another video today that should be dropping today or tomorrow. Still haven't decided, but it's a talking video, so stay tuned to that. And if you're watching this right now, go check out my channel, go check out my other videos, because they might help you, or they might, yeah, they just might help you, whether it's in trading or if it's in mindset. So, getting straight into it. This was the trade I took today. It was obviously on NQ, as you can see up here. It was a 2.08 risk to reward. Um, This is actually the first trade that I've taken on my Alpha Futures 50k account. I got it yesterday. Um, so yeah, I'm not used to trading on TradingView, so I had a few like mistakes. So I'll go over them later in the video, and it basically, yes, it was a mistake, but I've learned from it, which at the end of the day is the most important thing. So starting off on the higher time frame. As you can see, we took this external week here, which now I've got this external high up here, which was confirmed by the mid time frame having an order flow shift on the 15-minute. Now, we've taken this and it's a 4-hour high time frame week structure. However, for me, it's more mid time frame. So it's both. But for me, I count it more as a mid time frame because I've been focusing more on mid time frame structure at the moment, especially on NQ. This is the main difference over GU for me. So actually coming into the day, if we go on the hourly, I had this high marked out as a protected high as the last break in structure on the mid time frame on the hourly, maybe not on the 15-minute, for example, but on the hourly, it was a last valid break because this for me is a no close because this candle failed to close 50%, and then this wasn't a full volume. So yeah, as you can see, through the night, this got invalidated for me as we broke above it and we didn't respect it. So that was instantly invalidated. And if we actually look at recent price action, we have this external weak high just above. So once we invalidated that last hourly protected high, I was then knew that the external week today is most likely going to be taken. So as you can see, recent price action here, we've actually got a hourly break of structure, which means also on the 30-minute and 15-minute, there's been a break of structure, which has left us with this mid time frame internal protected low. Now, onto the actual trade, because we've had this mid time frame break and given the mid time frame IPL, likely what happens is that we have a correction. So, for example, because we're tier three, because we've gone above this and we've created a new high, we're now tier three, and that usually causes a correction to happen and then to start going up again. However, I didn't care about this based on a few reasons. So the first one is that we have the external week up here close, and the second reason is on my data, because I collect on when I take a trade, I say what tier we are on the mid time frame as well as the high time frame. And on my data, being tier three on the mid time frame, I've still got a high enough win rate for me to actually take this trade because I've seen in my data previously that it plays out more times than it doesn't. So now the actual trade, this is the first trade I've taken on my Alpha Futures 50k account. It's a zero account if you want specifics. So as you can see, there was a few mistakes. So I was trying to set stop losses and stuff, and I accidentally reversed the trade because I thought it was the button was something else. Anyway, I learned from that. That's the first thing. Second thing is right here where I exited. As you can see, the little arrow below it. That was the exit because what happened was once this candle started pushing up like this, I went break even. So I didn't go break even here because these weren't valid breaks for me. Um, I was actually talking to someone in the group, BK. A lot of you probably know him if you're in the training pool group. Um, and he was talking about risk management and stuff. And that's kind of made me think about, okay, yeah, risk management is probably one of the most, well, it is the most important thing in trading. So for me, maybe when we're ranging like this and we're not giving that proper break, maybe I should be going break even to actually protect my capital, because even though in my plan at the moment my criteria is it has to be an actual break, because I've seen many times where it hasn't broken properly and it's done something like this, come down and then shot up. But I'm going to look over that. I'm going to look over my data and may change it in the future, for example. Anyway, as you can see up here, I got out much lower than the actual TP. What happened was, yeah, when it started shooting up, I went break even because that's when my criteria was satisfied. And I moved the sell stop or buy stop or whatever it is to break even, and it was like it was blurred. So I thought, okay, maybe it hasn't registered. So I clicked it and didn't register. So I clicked it again, and when I clicked it, it registered as 2 clicks. So it removed the break even stop, and then it exited me out the trade as well, which was unfortunate. So instead of securing about 800 profit, I secured 500. But for me, I it's not as bad because maybe I didn't secure another 300, but now that's taught me that just don't spam the button, click it once and be patient for it. And it actually shows me as well that once I go to stop to break even, it just needs a few seconds to actually register. So those are the things I learned today. Anyway, back onto the actual trade. This was an IPL plus divergence plus SMT for me. So as you can see, we have this 5 minute internal break, very clean break, which has given us this strong 5 minute IPL. It says IPH, but it should be IPL. Now, once we came down here, this was a valid point of inducement for me. And because of how well this broke, this IPL was so strong for me. And therefore, I was just waiting for an entry. So as we came down, as you can see, we had divergence. Well, RSI, that a lot of people will call it, because people call this divergence as well. But we had divergence on the 5 minute, a rejection candle, and SMTs. So at the point of me entering, this had been swept, this low had been swept, and the one on MNQ hadn't been swept, which therefore gave me the entry at this rejection candle with divergence and SMTs. I was then targeting this high, and as you know, I didn't get out at that point, but that was my target, which then led to me securing 2.08 RR. Now, it was a bit of a slow trade, but patience, like patience pays. That's what it is. Patient pays. Patience pays, not patient. Anyway, so yeah, that was the trade. We eventually actually came down, had an order flow shift, and then just shot straight back up. I've seen people that trade IFEGs, for example, and all of that when there's like an hourly FEG and whatever else, and they call it trades. But now our external has been hit, so I'm going to do a re-evaluation of the actual market and ready for tomorrow. Tomorrow is probably going to be slow because we've got FOMC at 7 o'clock, I believe. I can actually check. Yeah, 7 p.m., 7:30 p.m. So it will be valid for me to trade in a day, London and New York session. Um, but market's likely to be slow, lower volatility because we have such a big news event. We've also later this week got unemployment claims and PPI. So hopefully there's going to be good volatility coming into the market. But obviously before FOMC, I think market's going to be quite slow. So I'm going to do a reanalysis of the market, and yeah, I'm hoping to pass this account in the next few weeks. Obviously, I'm still documenting my journey on NQ. Um, so yeah, I'm excited to share with you guys. I want to be as transparent as I can with this account. And like today, when I make mistakes, Like, if someone's watching this and they've just done the exact same thing and got a 50k out for futures and they're using it on trading view, then they'll know not to do what I've done. So as long as I help someone, being transparent, you know what I mean. But yeah, that was the trade recap for you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Obviously, as I said at the start, I've got a video coming, and that should be posted today or tomorrow. So I hope this helped, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and thank you for watching.